In today's video, we will be using our Caron Latte cakes, a size 5H hook, a tapestry needle, and a pair of scissors. Now, let's get started. Okay, we will begin with a slip knot and start our brim for our hat. First, we will do a chain of 9. And then we're going to do a single crochet in each stitch to the end of the chain. And now you should have a total of 8 stitches. And now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work around. And then we're going to single crochet in the back loops only until we get to the end of the row, remaining with still 8 stitches. Okay, and now we're going to do this all the way till we get to 20 inches. I say 20 inches because most female heads, the average is 22 inches. You want some stretch to your yarn. You don't want to make things too big because yarn does stretch. And if you're doing it for a man, then you would do 25 inches is the average. You would do a roughly 22, 23 inches just to give it a little bit of stretch. So we're going to do this until we get to our end point, which is roughly 20 inches. Okay, when we finish this row, I'm going to measure my band and see if it's 20 inches. And then if it's 20 inches, then I could start to form the hat. So I'm gonna start here, my measuring tape. I'm gonna pull it through to see if it got 20 inches. Okay, we got 20 inches. So we're going to connect the brim to start to create our slouch hat. We'll just do this stitch over because it came out when I was measuring. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crochet 1 chain and put these 2 together. And what I'm going to do is connect the hat by going to each stitch. I'm gonna start with the back loops of this side and go into the first stitch over here And while I do that, I'm going to just crochet over this tail. It'll make it a lot easier later on. And we're going to just do single crochets all the way up. Back loop, this stitch, put your little tail in there. It should be 8 on 8. Hopefully you didn't gain any stitches. Sometimes it happens, you know, even to the best crocheters. But if it's 8 on 8, then you should be equally able to connect the two sides together. This will be the inside of your hat, by the way. So when you finish, you can just turn your hat over and make that the outside. Okay, the last stitch. See, the tail is all gone. Cut that later. We're not going to really focus on it now. So now your brim is connected. So now we're going to do a chain 2, and then we're just going to double crochet along the brim, 1 in each row. All the way around. Okay, we coming to the end of the row. And now, this is your chain 2. This is your first stitch. What I'm going to do is put my slip stitch into that first stitch. And then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet back into that same stitch. And that's basically what you're going to do when you get around to the next row. You will use this stitch to do your slip knot. And then you will do this all the way until you have a total of 11 to 12 inches. Depending on how much slouch you want your hat to do. The longer the hat, the bigger the slouch. And you just double crochet all the way around. And when I say like 11 inches or 12 inches, I'm talking about the measurement from the brim to the top. So when we get back to the top, I'm gonna come back and show you how to close your hat. It's super easy, a super quick project. You could do it like in one day. You add a nice little scarf to it, and if you get a little fancy, do some mittens or some gloves. It'll be super cute. These are things you can do now to get your inventory or your projects done for the winter to come in. So when the winter gets here, your hats, your scarves, and your gloves are already done. Maybe for Christmas, maybe just because, you know, you could do it throughout the summer and have it already prepared for Christmas. Makes nice gifts, and it keeps your head super warm, especially this Latte yarn here. It's really nice, and it keeps your head super warm. So it's a win-win. You could be fashionable and warm. So I'll be back at the end of the hat to show you how to close it. Happy crocheting! Now we come into the end of the row, and when we get to the end of this row, we would take a measurement of our hat and see how long it is. We're looking for maybe around 11 to 12 inches, you know, whichever inches you desire, how long you want your slouch hat to be. My goal is 11 to 12 inches. You go even longer if you like. So now we're going to connect this. This is our chain. And now we're going to put it in this stitch right here and do a slip stitch. Pull that out a little bit. And then we're going to measure it with a measuring tape. We got about 11 inches. And now we're going to just put it together at the top. Make this our middle. As you can see, our seam is right here. This yarn is nice and furry. It's so comfortable feeling and soft. You will really love it. I love the Latte collection. So we're going to chain one. And what we're going to do is we're going to go on the other side and just do a slip stitch. So now we divide the hat basically in two. And then we're going to start with this side. Go in the middle of this and do another slip stitch. And pull it tight. So now we're going to take this quarter of a corner and do a single crochet in each stitch to connect the hat. Go all the way down. And this is closing the top of the hat, so you won't have to really utilize the needle until you're just basically sewing in your tails. So you're going to do this on all four corners. And when you get to the end, you're just going to take the end part back to the center and weave it into the center like this. And just keep single crocheting it, and then you work on your next quarter. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. Just try to make it as even as possible. And you finish this one, this corner, and then you just take it back to the center like you did the previous corner. To me, this is easier than sewing it. Especially for those who just don't like sewing. I mean, we could like crocheting, but it doesn't mean we like to sew. To get back to the middle, close that up. And now you just divide this half into two like you did the other half. Middle. And bring it to the center. Now you got two more quarters. And now we're going to just put this two together. The same way we did the other two. And this way we'll keep your hat closed. It will stay secure. don't know about you, but I'm not too fond of sewing. I love to crochet. I don't care about sewing. But sometimes a pattern or a project, you know, it has sewing involved. So now we're on our last corner. And we're gonna just connect it together like we did the other three. Latte yarn is a little bit slippery at times, but I love the way it looks and feels. I really do enjoy this yarn. So now we're gonna bring this back to the middle. Just put it in there. Pull it tight. Do a single crochet on your chain. Pull your yarn out. Take your scissors and cut it. And then you can take this tail and use your tapestry needle and just weave it in. It's on the inside of the hat, but you still don't want it to be seen. You don't want your work to be messy. So I'm just gonna weave it in. A few times. Just for security reasons. And then we're gonna clip that off. Now below we had a tail, but we pretty much covered it. But this is a little piece of it, we could just cut that off. And then when you do, you just turn your hat inside out. This is the top. And this is the brim. And that's your slouch hat. Thanks for watching, and come again.